Hey everybody, so it's release day for ESPN NFL 2K24, the mod release that we're going to put out. So if you head over to NFL2KMod.com, you'll see it here. You can click on the image. It'll take you, and you scroll down here, this will be updated. Click on PC, this will take you over to our GitHub repo. Over here is a little bit of information for the project, what's been updated. We'll go through that a little bit later, but there's a lot of stuff that's been updated. So when you're downloading this, if you have an older PC, you're going to use SSE4. If you have a current CPU that supports AVX2, I recommend you do that one. And then if you're on console, Android, or anything else, you're going to want to grab the console package. So we're going to download the AVX2 installer. Once you have that package, go ahead and extract it. There's going to be some files in here, a README, PDF file. You can go through this. This will help you with some of the installation steps that we're going to cover and how to build that VHDD. Something to keep in mind too with this is you may already have NFL 2K23 installed and configured. You can keep that set up if you want to. What we're doing for this release is going to be a complete new install, but it's up to you how you want to handle your existing one, because you're probably going to have a lot of good content in there that you might not want to lose or might want to go through and then pour it over yourself. So with this, to README, I'm going to go in and take a look at this. Take a look at what we did. Obviously, we rebranded everything for NFL 2K24. We updated the Xbox controllers to be gray. There's a lot of updates in here. One of the things that I wanted to call out, and a really big thank you to Cujo Madden. I know he's been spending most of his life playing PGA Tour golf, but he did create one texture, and that's the helmet texture for the Titans, which is the white one, which you'll see here. I think it's a fictional one, but really, again, awesome. Thank you, Cujo. Appreciate that contribution. I had to call you out, sorry. But in any case, everything's here. One of the big late-minute ads that I did was I saw that Madden 24 launch ratings were available, so I grabbed those, ran them, and actually that's the included roster file. Something to keep in mind though with that file when you're playing is that I didn't do any work with the free agents because I had just gotten it and I want to get this out to everybody. So it's really all 53 player rosters for all teams with that, but there will be updates to the roster file, and DJ Stevo is probably going to have a schedule for us, so once we do franchise, we'll clean that up, and the roster will be cleaned up in a later version release. So take a look at this though, you'll see a lot of what's in here, but let's go ahead and get started. So once this is extracted, you just launch the EXE setup, accept the agreement, and keep in mind that you're going to have to provide your own BIOS and game disk. Don't ask for them, right? Use Google, it's your friend, whatever you need to do, or if you go to PCSX2.net, their setup, they'll tell you how you can do and create your own off of your own media and everything. So we'll say next. Just a disclaimer, next. Now here we recommend that you install this on the local boot disk or on a local drive somewhere, but it's really your preference. Next, you want to leave this enabled. We do want shortcuts. Next. Let it install. Alright, so I would not launch it yet, right? Because we have to add our BIOS and we have to add our game disk ISO. So we'll finish that out. You'll have two shortcuts on your desktop now. I'm going to move these over so we can see them. First, go ahead and launch the GME tool. And this is where all of your GME packages are. And if you noticed, we included everything, right? So all the broadcasts, there will be more coming. The classic mod that I put out, the Super Bowl mod that I put out, you can have those. The rosters are available, already preloaded for you. The player portraits, you're going to want to enable these. The reason why they're not baked into it, enabled by default, is because for anyone that wants to play with other rosters, the easiest way is to use GME to just remove those and then add those when you're going to use them. One of the big additions too was the 49ers. So what I did is I created the 49ers, or rebranded the Brown Stadium for the 49ers. So now it's going to be Levi Stadium. But with that, there's a caveat. You have to enable it in here and then select it. Similar to the Chargers, but we'll get into that when we get to that point. So I'm going to close out of here right now. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to open up the file location here, right? And you're going to have to add your BIOS, and I recommend adding your game disk into the ISOs. I already have a script that I'm going to use just to kind of put that content where I need it. Then I'm going to launch this for the first time. When you get in here, just add game directory. Navigate into your ISO directory, which is where you're going to copy your game ISOs. Say yes here. It'll go ahead and search. You'll have everything for whatever you put in there. If you're going to put in 2K4, it'll pop up here too when you scan the directory. Something I did this year was with hotkeys is under graphics. I set the texture dumping and the texture replacements. So replacements is F10, and if you want to dump for whatever reason, it's F11. So this way, natively, when you're playing, you can just cycle the textures by hitting the key instead of having to go into the graphics settings. So next we'll come into settings, graphics, and then you're going to set this to whatever your card supports or whatever settings you're used to using. And then memory cards this year I put I put an extra card in there for slot 2, which is empty. They're all formatted. So it's just extra if you want to save replays or do whatever you want with that. But the port 1, slot 1 card is going to have all the roster files and everything. So let's go ahead and create this VHDD. This is where everybody kind of gets stuck. We're going to enable that and browse. And I recommend going into the install directory of the VHDD folder. Make sure you go into it and click save and then create image. Alright, cool. So we're done there. We can close out of here. Now you're just going to right click fast boot the ULE. And then we're going to drill into the file browser, miscellaneous, HDD manager. Once you get into this part, there's really nothing here. Just hit the R1 and then go down to format and OK. And that's just going to format that, excuse me, the VHD that you created. You can get it shut down now. So if you go into the install directory at the very top, you're going to see underscore files. So in here, there's some roster files. So there's the Week 18 franchise, the roster file, there's the rookie file that Boss Thugga1 put together for us. Awesome, big thanks. And then there's the trades roster that I did as well off season. So you can load these, they're all PS2 or max format, so you can load them right in if you want to. And then if you go into the utility folder, you're going to see that there's MyMC utility here, Finn's editor, Bad Al's latest release editors here, as well as 2K5 Masters draft class generator. So all the utilities are going to be in here, and as future releases are shared with everyone, under the roster folder, you'll probably see some additional roster versions and stuff here that might not be loaded on it. So I just wanted to call that out. Keep an eye on this with future releases because there will be some updates to this, more so with the roster files. So the NFL 24 roster 1 is this year's Madden 24 launch ratings. Settings are just my settings. What I did is I baked my settings into the roster file so you can load those or you don't have to. The VIP is included. This is the classic roster, so if you're going to be playing the classic mod that was put out, which is included, you would just come into the GME tool, get the classic mod, make sure that you load that, and then load the classic. Same thing if you're going to play the Super Bowl mod from last year. You would enable it in here, and then you would load the Super Bowl roster file. But for this one, we'll just load up our latest roster file. Back out. And what I want to do is I want to just go ahead and show the stadium change for the 49ers. So I do want to load my portraits. And I prefer the Xbox controller, so I'm going to load that. And 49ers. So with this is what you're going to need to do. If you want to play with the new stadium for the 49ers at home, you're going to come into the GME tool, you're going to load this. And if the game's already running, you're going to come in here, hit F10, it'll disable textures, hit F10 one more time, it'll cycle it, so it'll pick that up, that change. And let's go and let's pick the 49ers. Yuck, Ravens. Right, and then when you come into options here, you're going to scroll over until you get to the Cleveland Stadium, but you'll see that the texture here shows San Francisco, so you'll know you're on the right one. And then when you play, you'll have the new 49ers Stadium, which was the Brown Stadium, just rebranded for the 49ers. Another change for the 49ers as well is their current uniforms have 3 stripes on the sleeves. I think someone called that out in the community, so that was updated as well. So if we take a look around, everything was rebranded. I think you guys will enjoy this. It's nice to have a little bit different stadium. There was a couple comments in the community over time asking about different stadiums, so there it is. You just have to remember to load that. Let me get out of here. So I'm going to unload Levi Stadium. And then, so one thing too is with the roster file, so the Chargers share the Edwards Jones Stadium, but it's baked into the roster file. So if you're going to play Chargers at home, you have to remember to come in and load this one. One other thing. So I just wanted to put in here as well. Let's go to, we had new helmets. So it was the Broncos had a new white helmet, which went into their color rush, I believe. Broncos, orange, let's load that one. Excuse me. The Lions, we did a blue helmet for, which I believe is in there all white. That's okay, just say okay to that if it prompts. And then the Titans, all white. So I'm just going to recycle that. And let's take a look at this. All right, so now you can see here's the one texture file that Cujo Matty contributed to, and it looks awesome. But you'll see as you load the different mods in here, you will be able to get what you want. And it's nice on PC because you can load different things without having to be stuck just to what's in the game when you first load it. So by cycling, you can do what you want. I just want to show the Broncos real quick, and then that should wrap it up. And there you can see the the white helmets are in too. So that's everything we have for this year. Hopefully everyone has a good time with it. Thanks for the feedback, continued support. Hopefully everyone has a lot of fun with this. This is just version 1 release for us, so there's gonna be a lot more updates. There's blending of the projects too. You've seen the work that Rate Sports has been doing, so we'll see some more of that work probably coming to this project as well. So have fun, enjoy, and hopefully we have a good season ahead of us. Thanks everyone, take care.